In last year's playoffs, the Phoenix Suns got absolutely crushed by the Timberwolves, and this brief series obviously showcased how elite Minnesota was defensively, but I also think this series exposed one glaring flaw in the Suns roster, and that was simply not having a point guard. Throughout those games against Minnesota, either Bradley Beal or Devin Booker was initiating the offense, which led to some pretty clunky possessions for the Suns. Now, I think Beal and Booker are for sure capable of running any offense in spots, but both of them throughout their careers have always been score-first two guards. Beal's best days in Washington was alongside a prime John Wall, while Booker had his most recent playoff success with Chris Paul. And obviously Kevin Durant throughout his career has played alongside some all-time great point guards.
The first half. That was a super long closeout. He still got there. Oh,
so I think it's pretty safe to say that the Suns' big three are all players that are accustomed to playing alongside some kind of elite guard. And the Phoenix Suns just addressed this issue by signing Tyus Jones. Now, in the era of ball-dominant heliocentric guards, Tyus Jones is more of a traditional pass-first point guard. And the first element of his game that we should break down is his decision making. Jones last year had an all-time great assist-to-turnover ratio, and I think that primarily comes down to his willingness to make the simple play. Compared to other top-tier playmakers across the league, I wouldn't say Jones is a super flashy or dynamic passer. Most of his dimes come from simply making reads and taking what the defense gives him, which is all he's going to have to do in Phoenix. One element that I love in Jones' facilitating is his willingness to give up the ball early. Whenever he's handling the ball, Jones always has his head up reading the weak side defense, and many of his passes don't lead to a direct shot, but it does put the defense in rotation, giving his teammates advantages to attack. On this play, notice how Jones is about to work off his ball screen, but he then reads these weak side defenders sliding across the paint. So Tyus is going to make the simple swing pass, giving his teammate a closeout to attack. We can see him make a similar read on this play, where Jones is now working off his stagger screen, and again with his head up, he reads this defender slightly falling asleep in gap, leading to this automatic skip pass which puts the defense in rotation and leads to an open catch and shoot three.
Allen passed out of it. Kuzma will take the shot.
Another underrated element in Jones' passing is going to be his ability to deliver the ball on time and on target. Whenever his team is running any kind of cutting or off-ball screening action, Jones has both a quick trigger into his passes and pinpoint accuracy. Take this play for example. You'll see Gaffer set this go screen on the ball, then sprint into this cross screen for Jordan Poole. And as soon as Poole comes off this screen and starts to turn the corner, he immediately receives this pass with the defense on his hip, which puts him in perfect position to bump his way into this bucket. Jones is also elite at delivering one-hand dimes off the dribble, which allows him to capitalize on really small passing windows. You'll see Jones here waiting for this Kuzma ball screen, but as Dillon Brooks cheats over, Kuzma is going to quickly dart into this backdoor cut, and Jones off the bounce is able to immediately snap this dime to him for a layup. So while many of these skills on paper may be pretty simple and straightforward, these are still connective passing qualities that the Suns desperately missed last year. And I think Jones both being able to put the defense in rotation by giving up the ball early, plus being a quick and accurate passer off the dribble, is going to bring some much needed flow into the Suns offense. Now, Jones also does a big chunk of his playmaking in pick and roll, where he's comfortable snapping these tight pocket passes and keeping his dribble alive to slightly pull the defense towards him.
Absolutely, because you see.
And when turning the corner off these screens, Jones is also comfortable reading the weak side defense and snapping these cross-court skip passes. Watch him here read Aaron Gordon sliding down to provide help on the roller, opening up this catch and shoot three for Kuzma. So because Jones has the ability to laser passes all over the court, that causes the off-ball defense to hesitate on overcommitting and help, which gives Jones a bunch of breathing room off his screens, opening up his scoring. When turning the corner, Jones has an elite floater game. Last year, he attempted and made the third most floaters across the league. And with these shots, Tyus has both great lift and touch, and that allows him to effortlessly put up these soft pillows over shot blockers. And with these runners, Jones has the ability to elevate off both 1 or 2 feet. which allows him to break up and disrupt the rhythm of shot blockers. You'll see him here turn the corner off his screen. And because this big is backpedaling and not completely set, Jones can pick up into this runner without stopping his momentum. But now on this play, notice how this big is a little more set. So Jones in response is going to pick up and elevate off 2 feet to get more lift into this floater. When playing in pick and roll, Jones also has pretty good pace and navigation. He's great at slowing down to freeze the backline defense, which then gives him airspace for his floaters. Watch him here slow down and use his eyes to sell this pocket pass, which causes this big to sag back, giving Jones plenty of space for a routine floater. On the perimeter, Jones also has some different setups and counters he likes to use when receiving these screens. Notice on this play how Tyus is going to take a dribble and get to this lateral skip, which gives him the momentum to explode off the screen. Now watch him use the exact same setup off this pick, by again pounding the ball and lifting his feet up, and when the defense overplays the screen, Jones is going to transition into this crossover and floater. I love this play here, where Tyus is going to set up the screen by gliding to his right and sinking his way into his outside foot, which gets Donovan Mitchell leaning and creates a clear driving line for Jones. And again, he's going to hesitate up to freeze the drop big, to then take one dribble into this floater. Now Tyus' scoring also extends out beyond the 3. If defenses run any kind of soft coverage, Jones is more than comfortable rising up into pull-up 3s. Now these aren't shots that he's taking in super high volume, but he does have the ball skills and pace to generate these looks if need be. But next year for Phoenix, I do see Tyus getting most of his outside looks off the catch. Last year in Washington, he shot over 42% on all his catch and shoot 3s. As a spot-up shooter, Jones has pretty tight mechanics, always being on balance and getting a shot off quickly. Plus, he also has a good feel for moving to open spots and relocating on the perimeter. I think Tyus' outside shooting is going to be just as, if not more important than his passing, because that's going to make him an effective floor spacer off the ball, which will give the Suns' big 3 more space to score and create. So coming into the offseason, it was pretty important for Phoenix to acquire a point guard. And I think they for sure found that with Tyus Jones. I think his feel of the game and willingness to make the simple play is going to make the game much easier for Phoenix's stars. Plus, I also think Jones has some good juice as a scorer, where he's comfortable navigating and creating floaters out of pick and roll, plus punishing soft coverages with his pull-up shooting. And then off the ball, I think Jones will provide plenty of value as a spot-up shooter. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And let me know in the comments what you think of Tyus Jones' game. The kid's here.